Yeah, I know in Western society we're all about avoiding pain, avoiding discomfort, avoiding feeling any of that. Priority is safety, predictability. Are we lost when the environment doesn't look so safe and predictable anymore, even in a slight way?
Well, it may be functional to live in a reasonably safe surrounding if you can. Even in the yoga text, they tell you to find kingdom with an honorable king and to establish your hermitage in a place like that. They don't tell you go to war scenery and do yoga on the battlefield. So there's nothing wrong to try to live in a proper place, but we must realize that it is security coming from a situation is never really secure. It is a relative security, and it's good enough. The problem is only when people think that relative security is a total security. Then they are destroyed. Then if somebody robs their house, they feel they lose everything. Then if their house burned, they lost everything. Then if their family died, they lost everything. Then if their car is gone, they lost everything. So they identified the security with what they think they possess. But if you live in a functional way, you know that your house is not yours, but the place you live in, and you know your carpets are not yours, but some carpets you walk on, and you know your wife is not yours, but somebody you live with, and so on. Then whatever happens will not affect your security. It may affect your situation, you may affect your way of life, but it doesn't affect your security because you're not looking for security in this surrounding as such. So again, there's nothing wrong to have a decent and functional life, but it should be reasonably simple. That means it's not something to fight for. It's something to welcome if it's happening, and it's not always possible. Some people live in a war situation and they cannot have what we call functional situation. But even then, if you have an open mind, I remember a movie done on the Commandant Massoud, Tajik leader of Afghanistan, before he was killed. And in the middle of a battlefield, somebody was recording him, and he began to recite a poem. At the time, he knew some friends were killed and so on. So some people can recite a poem on the battlefield. Most people can't. So situation are what they are. If one has some inclination for spiritual life, I think one should not spend too much time trying to find the right place, the right job, the right anything. Because what is right is our way of looking at things. So yes, if the house doesn't leak, it's nice. If the neighborhood is not too violent, it's nice. If you have a decent job, it's nice. But for me, it's not central. So one should not spend too much energy trying to build a functional life. Maybe that's a mistake of Europe and America, that people think first they have to establish a kind of structure, material structure, and then they can deepen the spiritual life. Jean Klein always hold in scorn this kind of way of thinking, saying he was escaping the call of truth. When the call of truth is there is no time to prepare anything. You must abide to this call, and so you make your life functional in a minimal way, so you don't spend too much energy about your house, about your wife, or your husband, or your dog, or your children, or your business, or your garden. This is there, but the central of life is not that. So then the inquiring can begin. So again, to have a functional life is nothing wrong, but it should not be that important. It should be simply functional.